Hello, everyone. My name is Slappy Burger, and welcome back to another Seed Spotlight video, the third Seed Spotlight video specifically. Today, we're doing quite possibly my favorite beta Minecraft seed, and that is Glacier. This was a very popular seed back in the day, um, and again, definitely my favorite of all the seeds for beta Minecraft. And the reason for that is if you've watched my main series or if you watched Gargamel, the Gargamel seed showcase, I talked about really liking overhangs, and as you can see, plenty of those around. Um, I don't know the exact history of this seed. I don't know how it was discovered. I don't know how how it blew up. Although I do know one thing to note about this seed is that Jeb actually gave this seed gave this seed a shout out on Twitter quite a while back. So yeah, this was a very popular seed back in the day, mostly just because of the overhangs all over this really big lake here. Um, Whenever I play Minecraft beta solo, this is usually the seed I load up. I've played it so much that there's quite a bit of stuff to talk about on here. Just all sorts of overhangs. Uh, it, and that's the really big thing here is this generation right at spawn. I haven't taken the time to go and see if there's any crazy generation elsewhere throughout the world. But I'll say it again. If you explore a beta seed enough, it doesn't matter what the seed is, there's going to be some crazy generation somewhere. Um, but yeah, this seed was extremely popular back in the day. I don't believe it was as popular as Gargamel, and I don't know if it was as popular as the worst seed ever. But it was still extremely popular, and like I said, Jeb did give it a shout out back in the day. But yeah, this is another one of those seeds where it's just there's a lot of cool mountains and arches and such that are generating in this world, and just all sorts of cool places to put your bases inside of. So like there's another one right over here, completely surrounded by mountains here. Another crazy overhang with like a big cave thing going on there. Um, yeah, so for the most part, this seed is just about the mountains, but there are some smaller details of this seed that I want to show you. Specifically, a couple of mob spawners. Um, in terms of structures, obviously, that's all we have in beta up until beta 1.9, I believe, or beta 1.8 or 1.9 when villages were added, and of course strongholds were added around that time too. But we really only have up until beta 1. If you're playing 1.7.3 and before for beta, um, dungeons were the only generated structure in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and show those off. Kind of talking about this seed, one of my favorite things to do in this seed, and I'm sure a lot of other players have done too, is building bases up in the mountains. If you watched my series, I kind of have been doing that. In some of the more recent episodes, I've been building the base kind of into the mountain that's near spawn. And I remember building a rather large carved out area into this side of this mountain right here, with a big glass window right around here. I made a mob farm inside of this mountain over here with a big creeper skull made out of lava over it. I put all sorts of stuff in there, and I had them all connected by these walkways and such. But right now, I'm going to show off the first spawner that we can find in this world, and it's very easy to get to. It's a very easy access spawner. Let me make sure I'm on peaceful. Yep. I don't want to get jumped by mobs while I'm trying to show off this seed. But again, another one of these crazy arch overhang things right here that kind of cuts up into the sky over there. Can't see anything in there, so we're not going to do too much in there. But if we come just this way, may have already seen it. But there is a spawner right here. And this is a spider spawner. Kind of hard to tell. You probably can't. I'm going to be honest. When I upload this onto YouTube, you probably can't see anything. But don't worry, I can barely see anything too. There is a spider spawner in here. You can kind of see with the glowing eyes that spin around there. And then in the first chest for this dungeon, we have some iron, a saddle, redstone and wheat string, gunpowder, buckets. And then this one, just some wheat, redstone, gunpowder, and another bucket. And of course, obviously, the moss stone that you can't get very easily in this version. That is the first spawner. Now, the second spawner is also a spider spawner, but I think this spawner is a lot cooler than the other one. And I'm not going to show why, or I'm not going to tell why, I'm going to show you why. This spawner I found out about pretty much by chance. I was kind of lighting up the area around the mob farm, and I was using, you know, the classic F3 method where you can see mob tags. So like all the mobs have a tag over them, and you can kind of look down and see where the hostile mobs are spawning in caves. But before we get over to that spawner, we're going to need a pickaxe. So we're just going to punch this tree down real quick. The spawner is really cool. Again, it is another spider spawner. The spawner itself isn't what's cool. It's what it holds. Very, very, very rare item can be found inside of there that may have already given it away. Maybe some people have played this seed a lot and didn't know about what you can find in there. But just going to make a pickaxe. And we'll make a shovel too, just so we can get through the dirt faster. But yeah, like I said, I kind of came across this spawner just by random chance. Now, the coordinates we need to go to specifically are x66 and y -50. So we're going to go ahead and kind of head over here. I know generally where it is, but this will take us to quite literally the very top of the spawner. So we're going to go right over here. We're going to go right here. I'm going to dig down here. Again, we're not going to be able to see anything, but you'll find this spawner to be quite interesting if you're playing beta Minecraft. Believe me. You know what? We'll mine this coal just so we have some torches to see down there. But you can already hear the water rushing down there. And here's the spawner. Now, again, it is just a spider spawner, so it's nothing too crazy going on there. And there is a cave here. I don't recall if this cave is a absolutely massive cave. It could be. But there's only one chest in here. And that chest holds a golden apple. This golden apples are extremely, extremely, extremely rare in beta Minecraft. Very hard to come by, very hard to find. So if you find one of these, that is so awesome. Ant Venom had a series a very long time ago about looking for golden apples, and he did eventually find one, but it was a very long series, and I never actually did finish that series. But you know what? If you play Glacier, now you know there's a golden apple right here. Golden apples are really cool because obviously in beta Minecraft we don't have a hunger bar, and we don't have potion effects yet. So what those golden apples do is they actually they just refill your health all the way. And it doesn't matter if you're half a heart or if you have 9.5 hearts, it will refill all your health. So yeah, they were a very coveted item, not a very efficient item for sure, because if you found one, you were the luckiest man on the planet. If you found two, you're not human. You are a robot, and you're using some sort of sweeping AI to find them. And of course, nowadays you probably can find them pretty easily, but back in beta Minecraft, finding a golden apple was a very, very special thing. But yeah, for this seed, a lot of stuff just happened inside of these mountains. In that area I showed you over there where that like weird valley was, I had like a castle built over there. Unfortunately, I do not have access to that world anymore, due to the fact that my computer has changed. So, actually, I'm not sure. I might actually have access to that seed. Or that world. Might have to go digging for that. Maybe we'll do like some old world showcases, depending on what, depending on if I actually have it or not. But kind of want to come over here too. Just to kind of show that in terms of like the interesting generation, it's more so all over here. You do have to, if you go searching, obviously you will find more crazy generation. There is another spawner somewhere out this way, although I do not remember specifically where it is. Um, it is a almost surface spawner, kind of like worst seed ever, where some sand kind of collapses, but instead of it being like actually collapsed in on itself, it's actually just like I was digging some stuff out and all the sand collapsed on it then. Also, that is a very strange place for clay. I don't think I've ever seen clay up here, so that's another funny little thing about this seed. Um, but yeah, there are a lot of very bountiful caves. There's also clay over there. That very odd places for clay. Um, but I'm gonna cut the video here since it is falling to nighttime. I'm not gonna end the video, but I am gonna cut it. So I'll come back with you guys once it's daytime again, and kind of show off just a couple other things that I do know about on this seed, because it is definitely the beta seed that I have personally spent the most amount of time on. All right, folks, the sun is starting to come up. And the last thing I wanted to show you kind of for this seed here is it's a more minor thing, but there is actually a rather large cave system right around under here. So I'm gonna just kind of start digging down in there. Now, the reason I know that is because, ooh, sorry. Wow, the reason I know that is because my first time playing this seed, I basically built a house, like a small little shack, right on top of this point. And you can already hear the cave noises. And I built it right here, and I kind of turned it into a mining shack later, kind of like an entrance to a mine. I found a cave. This cave is actually rather large. It goes pretty far down. And there are diamonds in here. Just do not remember where exactly they are. But there are diamonds in here. So you have some easy access to diamonds in a cave right at the start. I did a lot of like strip mining kind of towards the bottom of this cave as well. But yeah, there is a very, very, very large cave system right underneath spawn. And let's see if we can't find some diamonds while we're in here. Then if I do find them, I'll even mark the coordinates for them so people can find them themselves. But yeah, this seed, definitely the seed I've spent the most time on in beta Minecraft. And it's a very fun seed. It allows you to be very creative with it, with all the generation at the front. I find that crazy terrain generation tends to help me be a little bit more creative with what I do in my world. I'm not sure if that's the case for other people, but when there is just insane generation, it makes me very, very awe-inspired. Just something about how the terrain looks that just gets my brain going. But yeah, this is a very, very, very popular seed back in the day. And I think it is for good reason. I mean, you kind of look at the generation, and it's some of the most bizarre generation that you'll find in beta Minecraft, at least to me. I know there's probably some seeds out there that people haven't really talked about that are probably, they blow both Gargamel and Glacier just out of the water. And there's probably some seed that has so many cool spawners and stuff that just blow worst seed ever out of the water. But doesn't look like I'm finding these diamonds today. I know they're in here. I know they're in here because I've been to this cave a great many times, but it's like we're having some unluck finding them. There's mushrooms. Let those guys spread if you want. But looks like we're not finding the diamonds today. We're not even close to being deep enough for the diamonds, but just looking at it, I mean, you can already see that there's a lot of resources to find in here too, with all the iron and coal, and there was some gold back there. Very large cave. You just have to explore it a bit till you'll find the diamonds that are in it. Like I said, I know they're in here. I've played this seed a great many times. So, but I do believe that I'm going to wrap up this video here. Um, thank you all so much for watching. If you made it this far, a double thank you. Once again, my name is Slappy Burger, and I hope you have a blessed evening. Oh, a lot of noise there. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one.